Hello, my friends. Today is October the 28th, and this is a reading for you if this is your birth date, or this is an anniversary, or some kind of special event. But primarily, I do these as a birthday reading for the year. And this is a four-card pull, a general energy card for the year, a challenge you might face this year, an action you can take to stay in balance, and an outcome or synopsis card. So, what is the general energy card of the year? Is the Starborn. Well, I think the Starborn comes into this world with a recognition that they're connected to the stars. They're connected to something magnificent and divine, and we all come in with this star-born energy. We are born of stars. They just found that the RNA and DNA that is us actually is found on meteorites. So meteorites quite possibly laid the foundation for us to be here on this physical world, and thereby we are starborn. And many of the materials and minerals that we have needed to create our delicate balance of creation have come from stars. And many believe that our clans, our former clans, came from stars, quite possibly the dog stars, the Sirius stars, the Pleiades. There's great dreams of being connected to those star beings. So the star born recognizes something deep inside of themselves that says they have a purpose and they have a mission. And you, as a star born, are looking at that this year. You're looking at your mission. You're looking to say, what is something old inside of you, maybe from childhood, that sparked you and that you have forgotten about or that you put aside because you were told it didn't quite fit what the world needed right now from your parents or your society or your culture or your country or your world. You might have felt boxed in to not be your authentic starborn self and follow the passion of some inner mission that once felt right to you. So this might be looking at something old inside of you that is now coming up for you to view. And this might be about journeying on with that great recognition that you are connected to something mythic, that you are connected to something magical, that you have this power of connection to the stars that says you can trust what's happening. You don't have to fear what's coming down the road. You understand on bigger levels and bigger pictures that this is just one little pinpoint on a long line of star incarnations, of star successions, and it's important for you to do the best you can in this world, but it's also important for you to do the best you can in every world that you're presented with, because you're going to learn different lessons at different times through different vehicles and through different vessels that you inhabit in order to dance your spirit against the world as it is presented in any given time and moment of our weird history. So that's the starborn, that sense of connection to something mystical, magical that says you can trust, you can expand, you can explore, you can do so with great understanding of the rhymes and the reasons and the times and the seasons of beingness. So, what is your particular challenge? Well, the Two of Pentacles, and you can't get kind of more mundane on an everyday level than the Two of Pentacles. It's the ability to juggle two different physical realities, say, being a mother and being a worker in a job in a factory, or being someone who has a hobby that is really compelling to them, but also having to make to do work in order to be able to do that hobby, because the hobby doesn't make you the money that you think you need, but the work does. So it's that ability to dance two different vibrations, or it's the ability to have a relationship with someone and have the rest of your life also happen at the same time. These are about physical realities, physical abilities. The two is often a sense of juggling two things, so juggling two different physical possibilities. That's your challenge this year, juggling whatever it is that you're juggling. And a lot of times, this is again the mundane, everyday stuff that you just have to go through to make your life meet. So something is not feeding you, something is not filling you right, something is not balancing in your juggling, something feels either cold and empty and you feel apathetic to it, or things are being put in your place that say, well, this part isn't working very well and this part is more of a challenge, and you really have to work hard to get somewhere with this thing that's going on. And so it's all these possibilities of feeling like the physical work that you're putting into something, or the physical endeavor that you're putting into something, uh, is very challenging this year. Maybe that's one, or everything that you're doing. Maybe it's one thing that you're doing. But in any case of it, the starborn inside of you, I think, is calling for something else for you to look at, to do. And the starborn in you is saying you have to go into yourself and remember what it was that once perked you up, that once gave you a sense of drive, that once gave you a sense of mission. And you have to be strong enough to look at your dreams and go into your night space. It's the Black Panther. What other better ally as an action to take than the Black Panther, who will take you into the darkness of the night, that will take you into the place where you can hear and feel yourself on deeper levels, that will take you to those places where healing can happen, where truth can be shown to you, where your inner wounds can be shown gently to you, so that you can do the work to heal them and get some of the things that are barriers and blocks to you right now out of the way. But it takes a willingness to be magical. It takes a willingness to go into those worlds. It takes a willingness to step up with courage and face the darkness, whatever that means, the shadow energies of yourself. Now, that can come from, just doing some great spiritual work wherever you're at. There's great things you can undertake: meditations and yogas practices, and shamanic drummings, and quests with entheogens, and it's an endless kind of sense of what you can do. Or you can go off with a teacher. You can find a teacher who really talks to you about those realms, or you can go off into the woods and or into some kind of hermitage and find your path, your own particular path. And that might be the most important thing you can do: find your own path to find yourself, and get away, get out somehow, get away from the mundane energies that are created. And that might mean shaking things up a bit. That might mean really going into the depths of yourself, and opening something that has been hard to look at before. But it's all about coming out the other side with more courage, more faith in yourself, more trust in your abilities, more healed works under your skin and in your soul, and the ability then to lead others. It's always about coming out from the darkness and going into the light, and bringing a candle for others to see themselves through. So this is the outcome card, and what is this? But I think the same as the Starborn card. It's the recognition of our path to enlightenment is a spiral path of lifetimes, uh, of many different courses in one life, of many different spirals that keep coming back to us to say, all right, how are you with this now? How far have you come with this now? How much more patient and peaceful and clear are you with this now? As we go through our lives, as we live our path on our evolution, as we look at ourselves, trying to find the inner core, the inner passion, the inner push that keeps us alive, and keeps us instilled in our lives, and keeps us inspired in our beings, and keeps us flowing through each life with the greatest sense of peace that we can find, and the greatest sense of trust that we can find. And ultimately, that's what the Starborn is: a great sense of trust and faith that You're doing the work. You're doing the spirit work. You're doing the passion work, and you can keep moving forward with great enthusiasm and great will. And in those things, where you feel the correctness of your body and the correctness of your power and the correctness of your integrity, the building of your integrity, but do the deep seated healing work that the Black Panther can lead you on, and trust yourself in the present circumstances to know what it is that you need to do when the time comes to do something that might change your world and open you up to being the star born that you really are already. Aho.